All right, everyone. Welcome to the February 15th, 2024 edition of the Long Coffee Break. Today we have a little tip of the hat to an early 2000s show, Pimp My Ride, where rapper and pop culture icon Exhibit took your grandpa's wrecked Crown Vic and turned it into something beautiful. So today we're going to highlight mass HVAC, where we take an ordinary AHU, trick it out and create better performance in the same or less space as what an off-the-shelf AHU from one of our manufacturers, Daikin specifically, would be able to offer. Where mass really shines is in the world of energy recovery. So Connor, let's exhibit some of the areas where mass HVAC can help out our engineers and contractors. Take it away.
Appreciate that, Matt. Love the Pit My Ride comparison. But hi everyone, I'm Connor. I'm with Mass HVAC. I'm Director of Sales and Marketing over here, and we'll get right into it. Mass is a custom modifier, as Matt mentioned, and we're just going to keep this about 12 minutes. Let you know kind of who we are, where we provide value, and share some examples of that value add. All right, so as I mentioned, we work exclusively with Daikin reps, so work exclusively with Long or various other reps throughout the country. We provide modification on Daikin's Vision and Skyline cabinets. So those are their semi-custom lines. And so we really emphasize the expanded capability of their custom side of that, right? So we're located in Minnesota, founded in 2010. And to give you an idea of scale, we completed 226 projects last year, multiple projects with a lot of units. So I'd say just over 1,000 units shipped and modified last year. So how does this work? How does a third-party modifier such as us provide our value? So in a nutshell, I have a little example here, but we'll configure a large, and this is a Skyline custom unit example. We'll configure a large empty box from Daikin. We'll provide various components. I'm showing wheels, coils, and fans here, and we'll give you guys a very custom solution. So we'll get into kind of the ins and out of that. And where does that value lie? Well, it really lies high CFM energy recovery, low footprint design, a fast delivery, or knockdown. So those are the modifications we can provide. And I just list off a bunch of components on the right here. We can pretty much put anything inside an air handler that you would need. So all these components fit in with these modification values. All right, starting with low footprint. To keep this quick, I'm just going to focus in on a few of these, specifically EC fan arrays, gas heaters, electric heaters, and heat pipes. So starting with gas and electric heat, a lot of these items you can do with your standard Daikin unit, but there's a few things that you may come across that you cannot configure as a standard unit. So in these cases, Long would call on Mass to assist you. One of these examples is high temporized applications for gas heat, or parallel or other custom configurations for gas heat. These are things that we can provide, but you can't necessarily do it with your standard Daikin Tools software. On the right here, I'm showing something we can do with our electric heaters. We can put these vertically. Some other examples of what you can do with Mass is outdoor electric heat or electric heat in the reheat position. Both of those are not options through your Daikin standard offering. Keeping with low footprint, heat pipes has been something we've been doing quite a bit lately, and it's very popular. This is a solution that we will fully configure, provide full submittals, and complete install just like any of our modifications. What does configuring something look like on your guys' end, on the engineering contractor end? Basically, you'd still send your engineering narrative or schedule to your Long salesman, and then they would call on Mass to assist with that modification. So the message here is that, you know, although you can't find heat pipes in your standard Daikin catalog for Vision and Skyline, we can still absolutely provide that modification. One more for low footprint, we have EC fans. So this is kind of our bread and butter design. This is something we do weekly. This is what we call our vertical EC. So we're taking a stacked Daikin cabinet and we're providing a fan in the vertical orientation on the top deck. So this is something you cannot configure standard through Daikin Tools. So this is another one of those modifications. Although you can't configure it standard, it's a very common modification that I'm sure you've seen from a lot of the competition And so we give long access to this unit orientation and this design. Actually, the last one here for low footprint, I'm highlighting how all these modifications can come together to create a large system that is really advantageous. So on the left here is a standard Daikin economizer, and through the use of compact EC fans and vertical fan systems, we're able to really shorten the length of your unit. This helps with weight savings. This helps with cost. It's a good solution that can be applied to a variety of vision and skyline modifications. So talked about low footprint. Let's quickly talk about fast delivery and knockdown. So these really apply to all of our modifications. Fast delivery is the first one. So quick ship. So how does quick ship work with mass? Your standard Daikin delivery is going to be in the range of 26 to 28 weeks, and obviously that can be pretty long for some project lead times, especially on the contractor side. So how does quick ship work? Well, to be eligible for a quick ship, you have to have certain components, or some components are not eligible for quick ships. Think a couple of years ago when the EC fan shortage was kind of at its height. A lot of the manufacturers were not offering quick ships with EC fans. Well, what Mass can do is we can provide the Daikin unit on a 10-week quick ship without any of those components configured. We have a stock of fans that we like to use and we have available immediately. So you quick ship the Daikin cabinet to Mass, we figure in our build time, and all of a sudden you get a delivery date of 13 to 14 weeks, significantly less than the delivery date of a standard Daikin unit. So all of our components that we have available are available to us in under that Daikin quick ship lead time. So what that looks like from your guys' end, you just let Long know if you need something in quick ship, and they'll work with us to make it happen. Knockdown is another popular modification we've been providing that's targeted more towards contractor side. But yeah, it's an OEM solution to having to field knockdown and disassemble things yourself. So we'll provide 3D drawings, installation instructions, and kind of labeled sections. This has been very popular lately, obviously, with replacement units. So keep it moving forward here, talk about low footprint, quick ship, and knockdown. So the last thing I want to mention is high CFM energy recovery. This is the stuff that we really get pretty custom with what we're doing. And I'm going to highlight plates and wheels, and to kind of also talk about us doing very custom units. We've created this kind of cost versus complexity graph. So as all you guys are aware, a unit that's not that complex and it's not that costly, that's kind of your standard manufacturers, right? Daikin, Train, Carrier, York. But as you get very complex with the unit, you get into full custom lines, and as such, your cost is going to increase along with that. So where Mass really sees success and provides value is kind of right in the middle of those two. So we're still using the Daikin cabinet, but we're able to provide incredibly custom orientations and layouts. So the two I'm highlighting today are going to be wheels and plates. I'm showing a dual wheel system on the left here, and then what we call our stacked plate system on our right. So two CAD or two PDFs associated with these. On the left, we have a 25,000 CFM outdoor wheel. There are limitations on what you can do with your standard Daikin unit, and this is kind of increasing your capacity for a wheel of that size. Now on the right is a 31,000 CFM outdoor plate, enthalpy plate heat exchanger. So again, we're using that stacked plate arrangement to create an array of plate heat exchangers. So very custom orientations, custom layouts that compete with those full custom lines. Something we're really excited about is what we call the Reconomizer. So this is kind of a play on words, but what I'm showing here is the design operation and the economizing operation of the Reconomizer. So what is the Reconomizer? Basically, we've taken the energy recovery portion of a unit and combined it with the economizing section of the unit. So there are some really big advantages here. As you guys are looking at this and kind of processing it, you'll see that it's only a single air tunnel. We don't have a side-by-side. We don't have a stacked unit. This cuts down the aspect ratio of your unit incredibly. This is used for partial OA ERVs. Partial OA energy recovery units can be kind of tricky in that one half of the unit is your energy recovery and the other half is kind of sized for your coils and supply. So this is our take on partial OA ERVs. And here's a good example of it. So this one on the right is a 28,000 CFM outdoor economizer where you're only required to bring in 11,000 CFM of OA. So high CFM ERV is something we have a lot of solutions for. Again, emphasis on the semi-custom side of Vision and Skyline. Going with mass allows you to kind of, it really opens up what you can do with Vision and Skyline, both for indoor units, whether you want to go vertical with that, or outdoor units, you want to get pretty custom with, single point power, full piping, and unique layouts like this. So that's all I really have. Hopefully you found that kind of interesting and what you can do with really Daikin Vision and Skyline and the capabilities that you can increase.
Yeah, thank you, Connor. Hey, just a question for you. What allows mass HVAC especially on the energy recovery, to kind of, bend the rules, if you will, from a standard air handling unit manufacturer to do higher CFM in the lower footprint for both wheels and our sensible plate type heat exchangers?
Absolutely. I think for this drawing I can show, this is a good example of that. So on the left here, you notice a bump out on what we're doing with this wheel, right? So we're actually configuring this unit with a hot water coil vestibule, and then we're shoring it up and taking out that internal wall. That allows us to increase the bypass area. So there's custom things like that all over the place with these units. And it's really worked out for us well to kind of provide capabilities in a number of places.
Yeah, so you're just using casing that we could get for other things, but just repurposing it. So
absolutely.
Well done. Awesome. Please join us next week when Mike Jacobs hosts Swegon and we talk about variable air volume chilled beams. You all, thank you for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful day and take care.